I be so sick of you niggas, you're contradicting. I be so bored with myself, can you come and fuck me? I feel so ordinary, still when you around me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a get ready with me in like a couple years, can't lie. I haven't actually sat down and done this in a while. But I'm loving this bubble braid I did. So cute. Today's my anniversary with Jacob. We've been together for a year. Ah! Scary! How have I been in a relationship for a year? Me. I can't believe it. Anyway, so I didn't really want to do anything. Unfortunately, I was just like, I just want it to be super chill. Go watch a movie, that kind of thing. I want to type me a love letter. So cute. I haven't actually written his one yet, so I'm actually gonna write that once I've finished getting ready. But yeah, I was like, I want it to be super chill. I don't actually want to do anything too crazy. Like get some food, order some Chinese, sit inside. Do you know what I mean? Keep it nice and cheerful. In a cost of living crisis, I'm not trying to spend too much money. I'm not trying to be too extra for no reason. Why have I got anxiety? What? Let me just prime my skin. I'm using the Elle Holeless Party Primer. If you watch my vlog, one of these, I tried this before. And I didn't realize that I was actually using this wrong. Like, you're meant to basically massage it upwards into your skin. I mean, it still leaves like a weird like sheen on my face, but I really like the way it holds my makeup in place. What's been happening, guys? What's new? I feel, oh god, a lot has been going on. Like, obviously I didn't just turn 25, but I'm like deep into like my 25th year of life, and I can't lie, it's been getting to me. It's been getting to me. Like, the past couple days I've been feeling extremely burnt out. I think it's just like the whole work balance and finding balance between like work and life is not easy. Like, it's really not easy. And like the times where I have like days off to like do anything, like weekends aren't long enough. Like 2 days in a week from working for 5, weekends are not long enough. Like, I am genuinely so tired, and even to get up to do things, I'm exhausted. Like last weekend it was super cute because of my little sister came down from uni and just having a bit of a hard time. So I was like, you know what, like she wanted me to go to the 1975 pop-up shop with her. So I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna go and do it. And that was like the first time I've been out in a while. And even doing that was exhausting. Like, I was so exhausted. And I had to come home and then going out for dinner with my girlfriends. And I was just so tired. And even though I enjoyed the day, like I enjoyed spending time with my sister, I was just so exhausted. I'm like, I feel like I just need to not do anything for a while. So that's pretty much why I haven't, oh no. My eyebrow pencil's finished. This is a problem of dramatic proportions. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna figure this out. We're just gonna figure it out. I'm just gonna do the ends of my eyebrows. Do you know what? My brows have been shaped, so I don't really need to do much work to them anyway. So we're just gonna run with this. We're just gonna make this work, you know? You feel me? Yeah, I was just feeling extremely burnt out and it just unmotivated and uncreative, and just, I didn't really know, nothing was exciting me anymore. And I think that's when I was like, okay, there's a problem here. Nothing was exciting with me. Nothing was making me happy. I just felt so emotionally numb. Like I said, even though I went out with my little sister and I had a great time with her, like at, I think I'm gonna move my mirror to be here because I just feel like I'm talking, yeah, overwhelmed and unmotivated and just unfulfilled. So I think that had a lot to do with like the job I was doing. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. I'm feeling a lot better now, but the past few weeks I wasn't feeling great. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling very fulfilled. I don't really like that for myself because I like to feel fulfilled in everything that I do. I think I'm a really like motivated person, but I just need to feel fulfilled. And I felt like all my time was going into something that just wasn't bringing me, I wasn't seeing the fruits of my labor. That's the word. I wasn't seeing the fruits of my labor, and that was really and truly getting to me. I never want to become that person where their job and their work is their life. Like I don't like that. I like to have so many my fingers in different pies. I like to have many a thing going on, and even though it sounds very chaotic, it's what keeps me going, you know? So when one thing lacks and when one thing is just my only thing that I'm doing and I'm not getting anything from that one thing, I genuinely break down. I don't know if ever this makes any sense, but for some weird reason it's making sense in my brain. It's making sense in my brain. But anyway, yeah, so, but I'm good now. By the way, I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer as, no, sorry, I'm lying. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade 8 Rich. I absolutely love this product. I actually filmed a video on this, but I never uploaded it because I didn't like the way the makeup came out. But that's because I wasn't using it properly. This is my thing. I buy makeup, never know how to use it properly, and then I'm done with it. But now I know what I'm doing. It's a different scenario. I should wash this brush. Also guys, ISO Clean from TikTok shop. But yeah, I love this e.l.f. Camo Halo Glow product. I think it's just so good, especially if you're like, you don't really want to wear makeup to work or don't want to wear makeup to go out, but you just want a nice like coverage on your face. I did put on some fake tan earlier on today, so I'm hoping that my chest, well, you can't see my chest on my top, but hoping that everything blends quite nicely and my foundation matches, because I think I put a bit too much fake tan on my face. And if you want to know what fake tan I use the Bondi Sands Ultra Dark Self Tanning Foam. There's something about a snatched ponytail just to make you feel like your life is together. Anyway, the past week I've actually had tonsillitis. It was awful. Been in so much pain, but I'm a lot better now. I'm so fine. But it was like I was having the worst day of my life. I think that's what pushed me over the edge. I was having a terrible day. And then having a terrible day when you're feeling not feeling too great with yourself, having a terrible day on top of that, I'm so sorry, it was literally about to be my 13th reason. I swear. it was about to be my 13th reason. I could not deal. So yeah, I woke up, it was like my 3rd day of tonsillitis, and if you've had it before, you know, like at the start it's bad, but it's not terrible. 2nd day, it's bad, on the verge of terrible. You just know that tomorrow it's going to be D-Day. Tomorrow is my bad day in question, which is the Tuesday. That was D-Day, and it was the worst day of my life. I woke up and I couldn't swallow. Like I always have like a glass of water in the morning. When as soon as I wake up, I have a glass of water by my side. I tried to drink my water and I literally felt as if my throat was being gorged and scratched by knives. Like it was so painful. So I literally had to be like, I had to call 111. If you're from the UK, 111 is if you're not from the UK, 111 is basically our like helpline where it's not an emergency, but you just need some like medical help. So I called them and they basically got me an appointment with my GP after I was crying on the phone, of course. So my GP was like, you didn't even have to come in. Like basically, let me flash back a bit. The day before, I had a call with my GP about this because I knew my tonsillitis was going to get really bad. And she said to me, oh, like, she was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics. You'll be fine. I was like, okay, cool. So I go to my pharmacy and I'm like, okay, I'm here to pick up my prescription. They're like, baby, what prescription? I said, baby, I have tonsillitis. I need antibiotics. My GP said I have a prescription. I kind of need it right now. She was like, checking all the computers. Like, checking all the computers, going back and forth. She's like, hey, can I have your number? Like, what's your phone number? Who's your GP? Did I was giving all this information? She's just like, we can't find it. Like, we can't find it. Okay, that's fine. Flash forward to where we are in the story now of going to see my GP. So I go to her and I'm like, yeah, my tonsillitis. She was like, oh my God, did I not speak to you on the phone yesterday? I was like, yeah, you did. She was like, oh, but how are you getting on with the antibiotics? I said, girl, I didn't get them. She said, why? I said, girl, because you didn't send the prescription. She said, I didn't do what? I sent it? Of course I did. Goes her laptop. On her laptop. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot to press send. I'm so sorry. And you know what, like she's been my GP since I was a little girl. So she knows my health information inside out. So I wasn't even that upset with her. I was just more annoyed because I did not have to wake up in so much pain if you just did your job right the first time. But obviously NHS under a lot of pressure, so I gave her grace and I said, that's fine, just give it to me now and I'll go get my stuff. So she gave it to me and I went to go grab it. On my way to get my prescription, I turn into the road and I have a really small car, by the way. I'm not a baller, my car is really small, very humble life. And then a van crashed into the side of me. Yeah, A van crashed into the side of my car, and as he crashed into the side of my car, all he could say was, "Oh my god, I didn't see ya. I'm so sorry, I didn't see ya." Here's a dent in the side of my door because he just didn't see me. This is what I mean, like I was having a terrible day, like a terrible day. And do you know what? I actually learned a lot about myself that day, because the old Naya, I would have just burst out into tears. I honestly would not to do, just start crying. Like, I think it's a coping mechanism. I don't know where it came from, but whenever I'm in like a really tough situation, I just start crying. The old me would just start crying. But this time I was just like, oh for fuck's sake, like, it's what it is. I just took his details down and then, you know, called the insurance and they're gonna sort my car out for me, which is great, but it's just like inconvenience. This all could have been avoided, do you know what I mean? But all in all, I'm back to say that I've actually feel like I've grown a lot as a person, because like I said, the old me would have actually just burst out into tears, would have started swinging. But I was, well, I'm not a fighter. I don't know why I said I was not saying, because I ain't fighting nobody. I ain't fighting nobody. And I'm just trying to learn how to be more of an adult and like take these little wins where they are. So rather than looking at it as like, you know, like, God, I'm not your strongest soldier, why are you giving me all this stress? I'm like, no, like, I'm still not your strongest soldier, stop giving me all this stress, but I'm handling it. I'm handling it. I don't want it, but I'm handling it. And I think that was a testimony, that was a word. That was the word of that scenario, because the old Naya, I was started feeling sorry for myself. But anyway, that aside, I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm a lot more optimistic, a lot more positive. I felt like I went on a run yesterday. Oh, did I lie? I went on a run yesterday and I started crying during my run because of my throat was hurting me. And I was like, I can't do it. Oh my god, I didn't even told you guys. Okay, basically, reason why I went on a run is because me and my younger sisters were actually training for a half marathon at the end of next month. We've been training for it for the past like month and a bit, so it's been getting a bit more intense. Now the training has very much intensified. I haven't really been drinking much because I'm just trying to like be as healthy as possible for this marathon. I feel like the healthier I am, like the better it will be for me and the more I'll get out of it. So when I was on the run, I was unable to like run because my throat was hurting. I just started to feel really cramped. I'm like, how am I going to run a half marathon if I can't run for 10 minutes, but my throat feeling like it's going to strangle me, you know? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm feeling a bit more optimistic. I'm really nervous about this marathon though. And the reason why we are running the marathon is to help raise money for my uncle who's actually suffering from stage 4 cancer in Nigeria. So the money we're raising is going to help pay for his chemotherapy and all his treatment whilst he's in Nigeria, because if you don't know, I don't know if anyone here is even from Nigeria, but if you're from Nigeria, like the healthcare system isn't like the healthcare system here, where like if you're suffering from something like cancer, you can get like NHS state funded support. That doesn't really exist in Nigeria, and obviously like we need him to get the best support possible in order for him to have like the best survival rate. Only because I don't want to get into the medical information, but because of it went undetected for so long, we're like, now you can't play around with this. You need to actually go to some of the best doctors that can really get us the answers that we need. So yeah, we're running a marathon to help raise money for him, which is super. I feel like I'm actually excited to do it because it's given me something to like work towards and to look forward to. I think, like I said before, like I was feeling very numb, but whenever I remember like, no, you're running a marathon, like you need to train, all of this stuff, it kind of just keeps me motivated. And because I'm running it with my younger sisters and 2 of my cousins that are also from London, it's been like a really fun experience because we're all like checking in, like, hey, how's your training going? We're going on a run this today. What's your mileage? How was your times? Like, we actually want to run the entire thing, even though you don't have to. You don't actually have to, but we are I am determined to make it to the end in good time. I have a time in my head that I want to meet, and I'm hoping that I meet it. I'm so impressed with how much my body has managed to like uphold. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's been more of a mental game, and I've been enjoying that. Like the idea of it's not about making it, not about finishing, it's about getting to that next thing. So like in my head when I run, I don't know if any of you guys are thinking of running a marathon, but this is what I do in my head. When I run, I'm always looking at an object in the future, and I'm always running towards that object. And I'm always like, okay, once I reach that object, okay, I'm looking at another object that's a bit further out. So I'm looking at that next object, and I'm running towards that. So it's like I'm always running to the next goalpost. I don't know whether that's a sermon or whatever, but it feels like it is. So in that being said, keep running to your next goalpost. But yeah, I'm super nervous but also excited. A couple of my friends are gonna come, and I don't know why, but I just don't want them to, because I feel like if people are there, it will put pressure on me to do well. And yes, I need that pressure to do well, but I also don't want the pressure to do well. I also don't mind walking the entire thing. Like, I love a bright under eye, but I hate when it's giving panda. You know what I mean by panda, girl. That's kind of how I've been feeling recently. That's kind of what's been going on in my life. Like, nothing too crazy, but like, I'm super comfortable in like the friendships that I've got recently. I have been feeling like I've been losing a lot of friends though. That I've been feeling recently, but I don't feel it in a personal way. I'm also just see it in like, everyone's like growing up, and everyone has like different things that are of interest to them, and we're all now working full time, so we just don't have as much time to see each other. And where a lot of our jobs are quite like intense, like a lot of my friends work in like law or work in like banks and stuff, and I'm just like, girl, you do not have time. But yeah, like a lot of them have all of these responsibilities and all of these things happening. So I'm very much like mindful of that, and I don't really take anything personally. But I do feel like as you get older, like your friendship circle is just meant to shrink. I don't know, I just feel like your friendship circle is meant to shrink, and that's okay. Certain people are here for a reason and a season. They're not always going to be in your life for the long haul, and that is completely fine. And it's not a personal thing. It's just, you're just growing in two different directions. Do you know what I mean? Like when you met, you need each other, and then as you've grown and gotten older and been able to advance and learn new skills and just be in different spaces, you find different interests, or maybe you have the same interests, but it's just, you know, your values just don't align anymore, and that's completely fine. It's completely fine. So yeah, I feel like before I was a bit more like annoyed about losing friends, and it kind of made me sad a bit, but I'm like, do you know what, I'm the kind of person that I'm always going to be there for someone, like regardless of what's happening in my life. Like if there's something is going on, if you're not okay, you can just reach out, and I'm never gonna take it personally, whereas some people would. Oh, my boyfriend's calling. Okay. I'm gonna use Refi's cream bronzer in the shade Onyx. For blusher, we're gonna use the Made by Mitchell a Shy Boy, a Shyo, a Nitty Boy, a Shyo, Anita Bot and Shyos. I probably put a bit too, I always put too much of this and then complain afterwards. I don't know why I do that to myself. Yeah, losing friends in this time of my life right now doesn't bother me as much as it should. In a way, I was talking to my mum about this the other day actually. I was just like, in a way I'm kind of happy that my friendships groups are getting smaller and smaller. It's like less people demanding my time, and I feel like that's a good thing, because I'm such a people person. Like I will pour more into other people than I pour into myself, which is extremely unhealthy and extremely unproductive. So I wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, like me losing friends doesn't bother me. I feel like it should, but it does not bother me. And I just, turning 25 has just been an age where I'm like, I felt like I feel like I should be in a different place to where I'm at right now. But I'm also learning that every stage of your life is a blessing, and it's you being prepared, it's preparing you for that next stage, that next step, that next oomph, that next jump. Like your journey will never mirror somebody else's. A lot of people knew what they wanted to do from the get-go. I was never that person, and I never will be that person. I will always want to try different things, and even though I enjoy what I do now, do I think that's going to be my forever? I don't know. I think that's kind of what fears me. I think it's like, it's serving me right now. Yeah, turning 25, I do feel a bit lost, a little bit all over the place, but I always need to remind myself that I'm actually only 25. Like I'm only 25, and if I knew exactly what I was doing in this life, that means I have the rest of my life not search anymore. Do you know what I mean? I have to just enjoy every phase. I'm never going to be 25 again. I literally feel like we went around the houses in this conversation, but we're done. My makeup's done. I don't know, I can't remember where my camera cut off, but basically I just put some blusher on my eyelids to have like this, just kind of just married it in with my cheeks, and I kept like the pinky tones on my lips as well. I use like the Fenty Glow lip gloss, so I can have this like little cute little pink tint to it going on. But yeah, that's me basically all done. Like, I thank you guys for checking in this conversation, for staying to the end. I appreciate it. I know I spoke about a lot of things around houses. I know editing this is going to be a bitch, but I'm very grateful for you guys for watching, and I'm grateful for you guys for just being in this space with me. I don't know, venting helps me feel better, and looking pretty helps me feel even more better. So I'm in a good mood today. I really like I really like this today, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling it. My eyelash though, can't lie, I've had to put this one eyelash on about 3 times. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about the conversation. There are so many other things I wanted to talk about in this video and I didn't even get to it, but honestly, I'm in a rush. My boyfriend keeps calling me, telling me to hurry the fuck up. So I gotta go. I gotta get dressed. I gotta put on some perfumes, and I gotta get out of here.